please welcome to the stage, Cal Mifflin!
Oh, yeah!
Yep, thanks. Don't you just hate it when you turn up to an event and there's somebody wearing exactly the same outfit as you? Jean and I turned up this evening wearing exactly the same costume. Jean, I said, one of us is going to have to change. She said, Carl, don't worry, I'm not planning on wearing this shitty old jumper on stage. All works out okay. Now, I am slightly concerned that the level of applause when I came out is completely disproportionate to the quality of my material. But you can't take back the applause and we're not giving refunds. So unlucky. Now, I'm not going to be the funniest person you hear this evening, but I do intend to prove that out of all of the competitors, I have the biggest balls. And don't worry, I'm not planning on whipping them out to show you all. I'll come back to that later. I'm going to talk about love. As you can tell from my happy demeanor, I am married. And my wife, Cheryl, is here in the audience today. We've just celebrated our 3-year anniversary, and I genuinely can't tell you how happy Cheryl's made me. Mainly because after 3 years of being married, I can't actually remember what happy feels like. I don't think I'm going to be making it to 4 years. Now, my family haven't always been so lucky in love. My mother, for example, her last relationship ended in very unfortunate circumstances. Unfortunately, her partner came to his senses and decided to end it. Now, my mum and her partner had been going out for a number of years, and she decided it was about time that he popped the question, and therefore decided to give him a little bit of gentle encouragement. Obviously, she couldn't just pop the question herself, mainly because it wasn't a leap year. Isn't it great that in this age of male and female equality, we deem it socially acceptable for women to pop the question one day out of every 1,461 days, a day that most people don't even remember exists until they turn over their calendar in February on a leap year. I hate leap years. The main reason being that Cheryl gets ridiculously excited every time there's a leap year. The conversation in our household generally goes something like this. Ooh, it's a leap year. She doesn't actually sound like a higher pitched version of me, I'm just crap at doing impressions. Anyway, ooh, it's a leap year. And, well, we get an extra day for free. For fuck's sake. And, well, we should do something special. Now, in our household, doing something special generally involves watching chick flicks and eating hummus, while Cheryl goes out with her friends for the evening. Anyway, where was I? That's right. So my mum decided it was about time her partner popped the question, and therefore she decided to drop a subtle hint. Now, ladies and most gentlemen, you'll know that men aren't exactly the best when it comes to picking up on subtle hints. For example, Cheryl and I just moved into a 5-bedroom house, and Cheryl said to me, now that we're married, now that we've got a bigger house, it's about time we started filling the bedrooms. Now, I know what you're thinking. At least I do now. When Cheryl came home the following day to find that I'd bought a snooker table, a pinball machine, a Scale Electric set, and a jukebox, let's just say she wasn't exactly impressed. Anyway, my mum's idiot-proof plan to drop the subtle hints was this. One of her friends was getting married, and therefore they arranged that my mum would be stood in a specific place when the bouquet was thrown. The bride would throw the bouquet, my mum would catch it, and that would drop the subtle hint to her partner that he ought to be the next to pop the question. The plan worked like clockwork. Almost. The bride threw the bouquet, my mum was stood where she was supposed to be, she caught the bouquet, and her partner, being one of the rare gentlemen who actually knows about picking up on subtle hints, knew exactly what this meant, and dumped her the following day. We can all laugh about it now. Apparently we can't all laugh about it now. My sister's relationship status could accurately be described as a total fucking car crash. She got taken victim of by an internet fraudster that she met through an online dating website. Now, for this next part, I am going to ask for a little bit of audience participation. So is it possible for us to have a little bit more light? Thank you. Oh, bloody hell. Now, when we were training for this, we had a couple of classes with the fantastic Anthony King, who's here in the audience. And I did ask Anthony about the best way of dealing with nerves on the night. And he said to me, Carl, I know it's a cliche, but genuinely the best thing to do is to imagine the audience naked. Which is a great idea in principle, but I did not think that through when I asked for the lights to be raised. Except for table 4 guys. How you doing? Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to summarize in 30 seconds 4 months' worth of conversations between my sister and her internet boyfriend. And all I'd like you to do is to raise your hands in the air at the point at which you would have become slightly suspicious of his motives. Okay. I'm an Italian. Great, we've got the anti-Italian racist brigade in. The rest of you, I'm disappointed you didn't pick up on the lack of an Italian accent. No prizes for deduction. Okay. I'm an Italian car salesman. Wow, that's a lot of hands of people who have a distrust of car salesmen. I want to try that slightly differently. Put your hands back down again. Okay, I'm an Italian lawyer. That is quite a few more hands. Now, the reason I say that is because as a lawyer myself, I have to keep a mental note of professions that are less popular than lawyers, which at the moment consists of estate agents, traffic wardens, and gobshite assassins. Okay, anyway, back to the, so I want you to keep your hands up at the point at which you'd have become suspicious, okay? So, I'm an Italian car salesman. I want your hands up at the point at which you'd have become suspicious. You can keep them up in the air. So, an Italian car salesman in Ghana, selling a fleet of vehicles to the Ghanaian government for $4 million. Unfortunately, when I flew, I lost my luggage, which had all my bank cards in it. So can you please send me some money? And by the way, I need a bank account to pay the $4 million into, so please could you give me your bank account details so I can pay the $4 million into your bank account? So that's pretty much everybody. I'm going to do this slightly differently. What I'd like you to do is, if after all of that you would have given the person your bank account details, I'd like you to stand up. We have one person. That's my sister, Michelle. Give everyone a wave. She will exchange bank details for sex. I said to you at the outset, I was going to prove that out of all of the competitors, I had the biggest balls. On my stand-up comedy debut, I've taken the piss out of my wife and my closest family, and what's more, I've invited them along to witness it, which I think proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, because I'm going to be in the doghouse for the next month at least, that I do have the biggest balls. Thank you all for listening. If you've enjoyed my act, I've been Carl Mifflin. If you haven't enjoyed it, I've been a tanned, fat Alan Carr. Thank you very much.